Hi, Rida. Welcome to the RepStack Learning Academy podcast. And it's an honor to have you
Hi,
here.
Yaver. How are you?
Good, I'm
Thank you so
good.
much. I think we've been planning this podcast since so long now, and finally it's happening. So
Yeah, actually,
I'm
actually,
very
we've
happy to be
started.
here.
Yeah, we've started the in-person podcast. So I wanted to be in Karachi for a while, but it couldn't happen. But we didn't want to delay this, so we just started this off. But it's great to have you
Awesome.
here. I think it's about getting your word out there.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? And what was your educational background? And how did you end up at RepStack Learning Academy?
All right. So I'm from Karachi, and I was born and brought up in Karachi. I did my schooling from DHA schools and then DHA college, and then I went to CBM for my bachelor's degree. I was doing BBA from there, majoring in HR. And before even completing my graduation, I started working in the field of HR at a pharmaceutical company, and then I joined an IT company. And I think I worked for a year in the field of HR. And fortunate enough for me, I realized this very early in my career that this is not something I wanted to do. So I think it's a thing with my generation that we can only stretch it a year or max two if we do not like what we're doing. So that was the case with me as well. And since I didn't have any plan B at that time, so my father came up with this amazing idea. Hey, why don't you just appear for a competitive exam? And I was like, this is an even worse idea, to be very honest, because obviously it's a huge responsibility. You have to study a lot, and it's tiring a lot. So I think I gave it around 8 to 9 months, and then I gave my exams early this year. So after that as well, I was at the crossroads, because this was a catch-22 situation for me, that you need a job to gain experience, but you need experience to get a job. And that was the exact situation I was stuck in. So that's exactly when I stumbled upon this post on LinkedIn about RLA. They were enrolling for their batch 2. So I immediately contacted the team, and they were kind enough to guide me through the whole process. They told me that there are three pathways for training, and one was I think sales development, the other was account management, and digital marketing. So I went with digital marketing, and the rest is history. Now I'm here working at RepStack with you right now.
Awesome, awesome. I think that's a very, very detailed answer.
Yeah.
So with the thing you just mentioned there about your generation. So I was like, I never wanted to be an engineer. I wanted to do something in marketing or sales. Uh, at that time, it was like BBA and MBA was really popular, so I wanted to do that. But my father, he wanted one of his sons, to be an engineer. So I went into engineering, and then surprisingly, I got a job as well. I worked in the technical field for 3 years, and then I got an opportunity in sales. So I moved into sales, but it took me like 4 years of that, 3 years of that, and then technical sales. Then I really enjoyed that part. So it wasn't that easy for me to switch my careers. But I think I really admire this about you and your so-called generation, that you guys are upfront about it. You guys take the initiative of doing something, and I think that's how your life should be short, and you should be doing something that you enjoy
Exactly. I
more.
think you should focus on finding your true calling. And once you know what it is, I think the game starts to change for you. And it did for me as well. Now, my parents are also happy. They're content with what I'm doing. They know that I'm financially independent now, doing very well for myself. I'm even paying for my master's degree right now as well. So they're very happy.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So tell us about your journey with RLA. How was it? Once you Let's start with from the beginning. That one, when you were enrolled in it, what was your expectation? What did you want out of it?
So I think when I started to join classes for RLA, they were live coaching calls and multiple certifications. I thought maybe I'd gain a skill or two to just improve my resume, and then I would find some freelance digital marketing work online. But that wasn't the case at all. It was just a proper career launch pad for me. There were live coaching calls, there were technical skills, there were soft skills trainings as well. They did not just prepare us technically, and they prepared us for the right kind of trainings. There were trainings on how to connect with your client culturally, with international clients. There were trainings on executive presence. There were trainings on how to feel confident about your skills and how to put it right out there for people to acknowledge it. There were a lot of things, and it was so well structured and so fast paced. Michelle made sure that we don't have a minute spared for ourselves. So I think that served well for me, because she kept us so motivated throughout this 30 days program. program, and there were week to week one feedback sessions as well. I made sure I asked Mishal the right questions. Okay, what do I need to improve in myself? What do I need to do better? Mishal was always of the opinion that you need to work on the executive presence, how you portray yourself, your work ethics should be very well on point. And I knew that RepStack really focuses on these things because initially I knew that there is a chance of getting hired with RepStack after the end of the RLA program. So I took it to the T. Whatever Mishal said, I just implemented it to the T.
Awesome, awesome. I think that's what the purpose of RLA is. It's not definitely it's not money making. It's something that that we
Exactly.
find the right people like who come through the process. We're just maybe 70% there. Maybe we can improve the 30%, and then something on those lines. So that was the main concept behind RLA, and I think Michelle is doing a great job keeping everybody on the toe, and
She is.
it's nice to hear that. So what, of course, you had the knowledge before as well, but what was different with RLA? That was the tools, or what was the different? What was the unique selling point in
I think live coaching calls for me because you would find certifications online, you can find resources online, you can just simply go on YouTube and search anything and you will find thousands of videos on the same topic. But for RLA, I think the USP was the live coaching calls. They would hold live coaching calls for each certification, and there were experts who were teaching us the subject, so we could ask them anything we wanted to basically brush up our skills and clear our concepts, and that was the best part. I think we had around 8 to 9 live coaching calls during this whole 30-day workshop, and they stood out for me. We had live coaching calls on Google and Meta ads. We had live coaching calls on GHL automations, and I think that was the best part about it.
And did you know about GHL before this or no?
I had heard about GHL because I used to watch YouTube videos, but before joining RLA, I didn't know that they would be offering certification on GHL as well. So that just happened to be a perfect coincidence for me.
Awesome, awesome. That's a game changer. If in the US market, GHL is the biggest thing. And yeah, and so regarding your career trajectory, if we talk about that, do you think it influenced it? How did it influence it? Were you planning to go back to HR, move into digital marketing? What if you didn't get a job in RepStack? What if you didn't get a job in digital marketing at all? So, what was your plan behind this? What was the plan B?
Yeah, so I'll tell you. So when I got enrolled into RLA, if I didn't join RLA, I knew I would have gone back to HR simply because that was my comfort zone. I was coming from the same field. I had studied the subject, so I knew I would have gone back to HR, and that would have sucked for me, to be very honest. No offense there. But when the workshop was coming to an end, I would be very honest because we would be uploading our certifications on LinkedIn. I'm very active on LinkedIn, by the way. So I think towards the end, I had started receiving job offers from different companies for entry level marketing positions. So
Right.
I didn't have thought about it, before joining RLA. My plan was to do freelance work, but I was getting job offers. But I think I was, waiting for the right time. I had this in mind that, RepTech might offer me a position. So I played my part there and it happened well for me.
Awesome, awesome. I think up till now, 60 to 70% people they get into RepStack, whoever has been doing RLA courses. Yeah. And if there was one
Yeah,
skill
I've
that
had the opportunity to speak to yeah, I've
yeah,
had the
go on.
opportunity to speak to different batches on their orientation session, and I would always tell them that RLA changed my career path for me, and it can do for you as well. And after that, I've seen people coming in, joining RepStack. It's an amazing experience seeing them and excelling there in the field of marketing. So it's awesome.
Awesome. So let's get into that the transition from RLA to RepStack. How would you explain that to people that, all right, RLA is great, but then you went into RepStack. So how was that transition and what take change did you feel and what was the next level like?
All right. So I think when I was in RLA, I had gauged this that RepStack truly lives and breathes GHL. So I made it my core motto to focus on GHL throughout my time at RLA. And while I was having my mock interviews with the team of RepStack, and they were preparing us for interviews, so I knew that it would be very easy for me to get a job in RepStack if my GHL skills are good. And that was the case, fortunately enough. when they offered me a position and I joined RSA, that was like 10x of RLA. And there were like multitude of trainings every single day. We were focusing on 3 certifications per day. And it was obviously too much knowledge. But again, we got to implement that knowledge as well. That was the best part. And eventually I started getting client interviews. And fortunately enough for me, I got my first interview and I've been able to retain that client for I think it's been around 3 months now, and the client is still there. It's been an amazing journey for me. I think it was a long road, but completely worth it.
Awesome, awesome. A lot of people ask that why so much focus on GHL, and I would like to talk a little bit about that. GHL is like the biggest CRM in the digital marketing arena right now in the US. That's our main focus, main market as well. A lot of people, even small businesses, everyone's using GHL. And to be honest, lately the company has grown, and the kind of features they're offering now, the automations and everything, it's next level. You guys are the real gurus who are doing the stuff. And so I think it is something which is, and RepStack has just signed a GHL certification program with GHL as well, which is like only RepStack for now. That is something that we really take pride in, and we really want all of our employees to have good hands-on experience with GHL. So how is GHL as a tool? Let's talk about that a little bit.
I think it's so much potential. There's so much we can do with the CRM. But I feel at the same time that even the experts are not experts in this CRM yet. We can call ourselves experts, but there's so much updates, so much coming every single month. So you have to keep up with it. I think I was one of the first MTOs in RepStack who got admin certified in GHL. It is amazing of the impact that it has on a business, especially the business which is just starting in its early stages. So I have implemented so many strategies for my client as well. I have automated his pre-onboarding, onboarding processes, his sales processes. So it's awesome. And he also gets amazed looking at the potential that the CRM holds and what we can offer to them, the team at RepStack, and how much RepStack is investing in its human resource for getting certified and attracting quality clients for their associates. So it's awesome.
Awesome. And so coming back to the practical real world application of what you learned in RLA. Did you get your resume made? Were you ready for uh, rep, outside RepStack as well? What was, if you need to jot down like 4 or 5 big things that you were made to do? Tell us a little bit about that.
When Michelle asked me to share my resume with her when we were working on upgrading our resumes, Michelle saw that all of my experience was from the field of HR. And when we finally upgraded our resume, there was so much difference from before. And she was like, Rida, can you just look at the difference in 30 days that you've made, the skills and the certifications that you've gotten from RLA? It has completely transformed your resume, and not just the PDF. We also worked on our video resumes. And for that, we had to prepare the whole slide deck and record Loom videos. And I think we truly mastered the skill. And till this date, I think Michelle is using my Loom videos for the new batches that are coming in to take this as a reference and record your videos like how Rida did it. So it's awesome. I think the resume speaks for itself.
Awesome, awesome. And then your switch when you were hired by a client as well. How was that? And what's the niche of your client? And how's that coping? How do you culturally connect with your client? And tell us a little bit about that side.
Right. So I'm working with Benjamin Sets right now. He owns a dental digital marketing agency. Basically, what we do is we bring in more new patients to the dentist in US in different states. So we have so many clients, and my job role particularly is to manage the website content, to do SEO of that content, create landing pages, funnels, and do automations. And I think initially when the client came in, he came in for a part-time role. And I think it was just a matter of 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks that he decided that I want to go full time with this associate. And it was awesome. I couldn't believe that when he mentioned it to my CSM, because we usually just communicate on Slack and there are no meetings every single day. So when Rehab told me that your client wants to go full time with you, so I could not imagine that, because I think it was just a matter of 4 to 5 months from RLA to becoming full time with the client. So I think these 4 months have truly been life changing for me, and it has bring in a lot of changes in my professional life that I cannot look back now. it's just a way forward for me from here.
Awesome, awesome. And so, how does your day look like with the client? What are your tasks usually? How do you keep up with that?
I think I wear different hats every single day. And that is what I love about marketing. It's so dynamic and it's ever evolving. So I'm still learning till this date. Um we just decide on the task at the beginning of the shift, that this is what we're going to do. And when he communicates everything to me, he just goes on and does his work. He's on meeting with his clients, so he completely gives me the complete autonomy to work uh, uh, independently, and he doesn't push me to with the deadlines. So it's awesome. So it's great experience working with Ben. He's very understanding. And I think what was the second part of the question?
And then, how do you culturally connect with him?
Yeah, so we were the other day we were talking about the weather, and I was telling him that it's so hot in Karachi that it's still October and we're facing heat waves right now. And he was like, "Trust me, I'm still wearing shorts in Georgia, so it's the same here." And when I told him that it's 40 degrees centigrade right now in Karachi, he was like, "Damn, that's too hot. How are you guys keeping up with it?" So it's, I think, awesome. We understand that we are coming from a different background. They understand we are coming from a different background, and we decide to coexist and be there for each other and understand each other's
Awesome,
tasks.
awesome. And so, your last job was a day job, or was it the same timings?
It was an on-site day job, and
Oh,
I tell you what, I cannot think about working on-site now. I think it's unthinkable for me
right.
working remotely, working for a night job. I think it has become my comfort zone now. So
Right.
I cannot think about working on-site jobs, especially in Karachi and Karachi traffic. I cannot
Oh
manage that
man,
every single day.
yeah, yeah. So the people who are not familiar with Karachi, Karachi has the worst traffic, one of the worst traffic in the world, and it's
You'll be
really, really
stuck at
difficult.
Share Festival for 1.5 hours every single day.
I've traveled 2 kilometers in 2 hours sometimes in Karachi as
Yeah,
well.
that's true.
So
Yes.
it's crazy. Yeah. That's something. And what about your personal life? How do you cope with that? Of course, night job has challenges as well. I'm sure you're enjoying the staying home part, no traveling part, but then the night job does come up with some challenges. How do you cope with them?
I think before joining RLA, I used to be early to bed, early to rise kind of person. Because when I told my friends that I'm going to be started working for a company where it's night job, so they were like, "How are you going to manage? Because you cannot stay up past 9 p.m. So how are you going to manage 3 p.m. 3 a.m. job?" So they were like, "You need to think about it because it will be very difficult." So it was an adjustment at the beginning, but I think my shift start ends at 3 a.m. and I think I sleep by 3:30 and I wake up at around 9:30 a.m. in the morning. And whenever I tell this to people in RepStack, they're like, "This is not possible because we wake up five minutes before our shift. And how do you manage this routine?" So I'm like, I wake up very early in the morning and then I go to gym. I come back, freshen up, have breakfast, spend time with my mom, and do the house chores if there are any. And then just an hour before my shift, I just take time for myself. I just relax a bit and get ready for the shift. So that is how my day-to-day routine looks like, other than just the work part.
Awesome, awesome, Rida. Any last words? Somebody who wants to join RLA, why should somebody join RLA? And or for the matter of,
I think if someone who wants to shift their fields from another field to marketing, or if someone is a beginner and wants to skill themselves in the field of digital marketing or account management, for the matter of fact, so I think uh, they are the right audience for RLA. And if they come in and pay for the program, I think half of the job is done. Now it's their responsibility to make the most out of the opportunity, because again, they will be there for you for the whole time. They will work hard on you. But if you're not willing to work hard on yourself, so I think it might not work out best for you. So I tell this to everyone who reach out to me on LinkedIn or on Instagram, and people do that because my name is there on RLA pages everywhere. So people do reach out to me asking about RLA, and I always tell them that if you're willing to work hard on yourself and if you've taken the decision that what you want to join the field of marketing, then this is the right platform for you. They are going to change it for you, because the program is so well structured, and having Mishal as the director of RLA and looking over things very, so I think Mishal knows the job that she's doing. She made sure that anyone who's coming in, goes back with a lot of learnings. And this was the case with me as well. I think the price point might be an issue for some people, I'd say. but it was an issue for me as well. And I had two choices at that time. I was saving up for a trip up north, and I had this chance to invest in my career growth. So I had to make a decision. I truly did a cost benefit analysis then and there, and I decided that the trip up north will be just a one time experience, and this will be a huge investment in my career growth, and return on investment will be much higher. So that happened in true sense, and it just changed the game for me, and it can do for others as well wishing to join RLDA. I'm available for any kind of help. I think Vishal is there for anybody who wants to join in, and they just need to make this decision.
Loved your up north part, and it's now you can maybe you can maybe go for a month because if you have
Yeah,
internet
I'm
there,
planning to.
you can work from there. So that's the best
Yeah,
part about this job as well. This
exactly.
is one of the pros as well. I don't know. Did you come to the rep camp or no?
I could not manage to because I have weekend classes for MBA, so I couldn't
Oh,
come.
okay. So I met Suleiman. He's from
Yes.
yeah. He came from RLA as well, and he said one thing which was really something close to my heart. He said this was the best 100,000 rupees I've spent in my life because he really wanted to
Truly,
work
yes.
from home. He had some constraints that he couldn't move out of Gujranwala. So he was like, and he's such a good resource. Kudos to him.
I
So
think
if you're
I think
willing
there
to
are
work hard,
5 to 6 people that have come from RLA to RepStack, and the number is increasing day by day, and
yeah,
it's RLA is growing super fast.
yeah, we're keeping close eye on that number. But my message to anybody who's looking for the opportunity is that if you're willing to work hard, if you're willing to focus and work hard, then there is no stopping. We have cases like you, Suleiman, and we have so many other cases. And people are doing great. And just like you said, that the perception about everything has changed. Working from home, making good amount of money. I would not
Yes.
back off on that people we are paying good amount of money. So it's
Yes.
something that which is not possible everywhere. So it's an opportunity. So whoever understands the opportunity, he should go for it, and whoever is willing for it to work hard, I think the RLA is a great opportunity. And Rida, it was great talking to you. I'm
Awesome.
sure
Thank you so much.
you're gonna make a huge difference. It's people like you who are making us proud, who are making the country proud. And thank you so much for coming here.
Thank you so much, Yara. This was super fun. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Allah Hafiz.
I love it.